So y'all, I'm getting ready to go on a date. I don't even know if I should go. Let me just break it down to y'all real quick. First of all, I gotta go pick my date up. My date ain't gonna give me no gas money. My date is not going to pay for my food. And my date not gonna cuddle with me tonight. Should I even go?
She has to pick up her date, no gas money given, won't pay for her food, and won't sleep with her tonight. Do you think she went to her date? No, because she definitely has standards. Yes, because she has no self-respect and is desperate to find love. Yes, then she'll complain about the date on social media after she gets home. Let me know in the comments section what you think the correct answer is.
Can we talk about when a guy makes a girl pay, or he doesn't open the door for her, or he's just not being a gentleman and he's like, well, you wanted equality. Are you stupid? Are you stupid? We wanted equal rights, like women should be able to vote and stuff. What? That's literally it. No one asked to pay for anything. No one asked to open their own doors or carry their own suitcases. Don't be manipulative like that. That's crazy. Don't flip it on us like that. Are you kidding? Are you kidding? We wanted to be able to speak and have a voice and get jobs if we wanted to. But please, that argument is so crazy to me. It's really funny. I'm like, aw, you're stupid.
Are we stupid? No, sweetie, we're just finally taking you seriously. She openly admits she wants the equality buffet. She'll take the voting rights and the corporate salary, but she's leaving the bill and the heavy lifting on the table. Calling men manipulative for holding you to your own standard isn't an argument, it's a tantrum because your free ride is over. We're done subsidizing your hypocrisy.
When the bill came, he asked me if I wanted to split it, to which I responded, if you can't afford it, sure. He said I wouldn't be getting another date. Good. Sounds like you can't afford to be dating.
See how easily offended these old hags are? Attacking his pride to force his wallet open was a cheap tactic. It failed miserably. He didn't ask to split the bill because he lacked funds. He did it to check if you were a potential partner or a dependent. You failed the test instantly.
I can't believe that our generation has to deal with these men. So it's New Year's Eve. I had to work today. I worked until 8 o'clock. I walk out to my car after my long shift and it's been hit. My parked car was hit and run into a snowbank and super duper stuck. So I start shoveling it out on my own. It was really stuck and it was taking so much work, and I'm getting in and trying to rock it back and forth, and I'm digging and pushing and putting my floor mats under the tires and all kinds of stuff, just literally doing anything I could think of to try to get my car unstuck. It's literally 14 degrees right now, so pretty cold. All of a sudden this car pulls up and parks directly behind me, 5 inches behind me. And then the guy gets out of his car and I'm like, oh, someone's come to help me. How nice. And he turns around and starts walking away. And I said, hey, excuse me, are you parking here? And he's like, yeah. And I said, well, I don't know if you can't tell by me with my shovel in the snow and my car is shattered. There's glass everywhere, but I'm clearly stuck in the snowbank, and I'm A, not going to be able to get out if you're right behind me, and B, Mac is stressed about it too, and B, I'm going to hit your car in the process of trying to get unstuck from this snowbank. He's like, oh, okay. Well, I'll just park down there then. And he gets back in his car and drives away.
Main character syndrome convinces her that a stranger parking his car is a personal attack rather than a mundane action. She expects the world to pause and cater to her crisis, interpreting a man minding his own business as an act of aggression. He moved his car immediately upon request, yet she still frames the interaction as a testament to the failure of men.
And he had a friend with him that did not get back in the car, and I was like, oh, he's gonna stay and help me. And his friend is like, are you stuck? Yes, Sherlock, I am stuck. And he goes, oh, that sucks. Well, have a good night. And he walks away. So I start like angry digging out the snow. I'm so mad about this. I'm trying not to cry. I can't believe these guys just pulled up, watched me struggling, and then instead of offering to help, just leave. And then out of nowhere comes this beautiful, amazing, sweet angel from the skies. I don't even know where she came from. That's right, she. And she comes up and she goes, "Hey girl, you got all-wheel drive?" I don't know. And we're not going to make fun of me for that, okay? I don't know anything about my car, and that's fine. It gets me where I need to go.
Driving a vehicle while remaining willfully ignorant of its basic functions, like all-wheel drive, epitomizes learned helplessness. She mocks a man for observing the obvious, yet she requires a stranger to explain her own property to her. Demanding rescue while refusing to understand the tool she's operating proves she wants a caretaker, not independence.
She just like badass bitch handles this situation. She helps me get unburied. She walks up and down the street and finds a group of men and is like, "Hey, you guys, come on. We need you to push this car." She doesn't know them. Mac, please, I'm trying to tell a story. And they come over. They don't say one word to me. The lady just tells them what to do. They successfully help me get my car out. And then the men go, "Have a good night," and start walking away.
The angel didn't solve the problem. She simply sourced male labor to do the heavy lifting that neither woman could handle. Men are treated as disposable utility objects here, summoned to perform physical exertion and then dismissed without a second thought. Praising the woman for handling it while ignoring that men provided the actual solution shows a complete disconnect from reality.
And then the woman comes over and gives me a huge hug and says, "I'm so sorry this happened, especially on New Year's. I hope you have people waiting for you at home, and I hope you have a better start to your new year tomorrow." I almost started crying. She was amazing. I hope she has the best year, the best life, the best everything. She's incredible. So anyway, for 2026, be that lady. Don't be those loser guys who see someone in need, see someone struggling in the cold, and just choose to walk away. Even if you think there's nothing you could do, you could at least ask. You could say, "Hey, is there anything I can do? Is there someone I can call? Do you have gloves? Are you warm? Do you want to warm up in my car?" Like, there's so many things you could do. Don't be like those guys. Don't be like those guys. They're losers. Loser guys.
Calling the men who saved her losers because they didn't offer emotional validation reveals an immense level of ingratitude. She values the hug from the woman who did nothing over the physical labor of the men who actually freed her car. The men did the work and left her in peace, which she interprets as an insult because they didn't also cater to her feelings.
Stop giving these loser men full access to your body. As someone who was a former S addict, and cared about that nonstop all day, every day. It was all I thought about. It was all I wanted for so long. And I was truly addicted to that. I have become celibate over the last year, and I will say it's the best decision that I've ever made. I've changed so much as a person. I've grown so much as a person. If I had not given my body to the last few men that I dated, I would have never, ever liked them. It was just excitement. It was affection. It felt good to be desired and to have intimacy. And once you take that out of the equation, you can see that these men really don't have shit to offer you. And I'm not saying all men, so don't attack me. But truly, when you take intimacy off the table, a man actually has to put effort in other ways. I never really understood. Like, everyone used to tell me, "Don't sleep with them right away. Wait a little bit. Give it time." And I would say, "Well, I have needs and I don't care. Maybe that's all I want." And, I was this badass bitch. And now I finally get it. They weren't telling me to be a prude. They weren't telling me to not want intimacy and not like intimacy and not value it. They were just telling me that these men ain't shit when you take that off the table. Most of them, you'll see, they have nothing else to offer but some occasional, you know what.
Preaching relationship advice after admitting to a total lack of self-control is the ultimate case of the blind leading the blind. You're lecturing people about value when you admit the only currency you brought to the relationship was physical. You didn't discover men are empty, you just discovered you're boring without the drama. We don't need navigation tips from someone who spent years driving with their eyes closed.
Because I've been in the dating scene for a bit now, and all the guys I have talked to, they either want to hook up, they don't want anything serious, or they're like in their hoe phase. And I don't know if it's just my area, Mississippi, or my age demographic, but people don't want to fall in love nowadays. It's just not a thing. Like, I want to fall in love like how they do in the books. I know people are like, that's unrealistic, but I've seen it. I've seen people fall in love, and I want that. I want that for me. So, yeah, that's my hot take. Where are all the good men? Because I can't find them, and I've been trying, and I cannot find them nowhere.
Claiming good men don't exist is just a coping mechanism for being rejected by the only men she actually finds attractive. She ignores the stable guys in her area to chase excitement, then cries foul when the bad boys treat her like a temporary option. Blaming the demographics allows her to avoid the reality that she priced herself out of the market by valuing cheap thrills over character.
Men used to go to war for our country, and now they curate their Instagram photo dumps and plan out their archive secret posts. I'm sick.
So I was supposed to go on a date on Friday with somebody from Hinge, and I didn't go for a couple of reasons. First, day of, it was 3 p.m. He hadn't texted me, like, about a time to meet. I don't like that, and at this point in my dating life, I want to not have to reach out to someone and be like, hey, are we still on for tonight? Like, no. If you have asked me out, then, like, follow through. Don't make me chicken on a plan, you know? Anyway, so that was one thing, right? And then in my mind, I'm already like, okay, we're not meeting. It's fine.
Demanding he chase her down for a time while refusing to send a simple text herself shows pure entitlement. Modern dating for women has become an ego contest where they sit back and judge a man's performance like a circus act. If the desire to see him was real, she'd communicate, but she'd rather lose the date than lose the upper hand in her imaginary power struggle.
And then he sends me a message, which essentially says, I'm feeling less motivated to go out tonight. If the weather doesn't change, would you prefer to do tomorrow? Which, like, no. No. And, first of all, the use of the phrase less motivated. It's winter. If you don't like that it's dark and cold in the wintertime, and you don't want to go on a date in the wintertime, then don't date in the wintertime. Like, I find that super, super unsexy. Okay? That's that. So already I was like, hey, I'm just not going to respond because that's just like, ugh, and I don't want to go out with this person anymore. He'd already said a couple things like before then that had kind of made me a little, but that to me was like, I like a guy who's ambitious, to be honest. So to come out the gate and say, I'm not feeling super motivated to go out on this date with you, girl. Okay, no, that's fine. Let's not go. Anyway.
Equating a man wanting to avoid a blizzard with a lack of life ambition is a massive leap in logic designed to justify her pettiness. This mindset proves she sees men as utility objects who must brave the elements to serve her, regardless of comfort. Labeling reasonable boundaries as unsexy reveals a manipulative need to ensure she always gets her way without compromise.
And then like 30-ish minutes later, he sends me a message. And he's like, oh, it looks like the weather's getting better. So I said something to the effect of, oh, sorry, I thought we weren't going out. I already made other plans. Fair enough, in my opinion, because one, he had never set a time. So yeah, 3 p.m., I'm busy. And also, like, I just didn't want to go out with him anymore because of this. And it doesn't matter that my plans were to make mac and cheese and do my makeup. That's still plans to me in my book. Just like things that are important to me, things that I don't want to have to ask for, right, up front without even knowing someone. It's just disrespectful of my time to not be like, hey, this girl might want to get ready for a date. She might have like other things she could do. Anyway, so that. And also just because it is so incredibly unsexy to me to lead with a girl that you don't know. I'm just not that motivated to go out with you tonight. JK, let's go, the weather's better. Like, girl, no. Okay, that's how I feel about that.
Lying about having plans while sitting at home eating mac and cheese highlights the toxic games played to bruise a man's ego. Punishing him for a minor slight by wasting both their chances at connection proves she values feeling superior over actually dating. A man dodging a bullet like this should count his blessings, as she'll clearly hold every minor inconvenience against him forever.
right, do you want to talk about the insecure male epidemic that's going on? Because I got shit to say, okay? I'm going to give you a couple of examples that have happened just in the past couple of weeks that are just not, it's not making sense to me. First example was a guy that I can't even say he's sitting here talking to, because like I've told you guys before, it's last 3 to 5 business days, but it was like a semi-pro, or like a pro, like lower pro baseball player, whatever. So like, it was a pretty big deal. And he reached out to me, blah, 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 whatever. And we're chatting for a little bit of time. And then all of a sudden he's like, honestly, like, you probably have so many guys after you, like, why pick me? I was like, I'm picking you. I'm speaking to you right now. Like, he's like, yeah, but like, you could literally pick any guy you wanted. So I just like, don't know why you would pick me. And he legit stopped talking to me. So yeah, that was one. Another one, ready?
Labeling basic pattern recognition as insecurity allows her to dodge accountability for the chaotic energy she projects. A high-status man values his peace over fighting a crowd for a woman who clearly thrives on the attention of the mob. He simply calculated the return on investment and realized the prize wasn't worth the competition.
There was a guy that I was like chatting with, I wouldn't say like talking, because obviously like I wasn't taking that serious, he wasn't taking that serious, whatever, but we would be in touch a lot and whatever, and he planned like a whole weekend for us to spend together. And I was like, oh, fun, yeah, let's go here, we'll book this, blah blah blah, whatever. We're chatting up to that weekend that's coming. The weekend comes, boy goes ghost mode, nothing, won't even answer me. Okay, so months pass, pops back in, and I'm like, why did you disappear? Like, I'm not gonna do this with you if you're gonna keep, like, what are we doing? And he was like, it just looked like a lot of guys were after you, trying to get on your schedule, so like, I don't know, I didn't see why you would pick to be with me. What in the I was like, you dumb motherfucker, I do, and I chose you, and you ghosted me. Like, what? So, okay, anyway, number 3.
High-value men instinctively avoid women who appear to be public property. If a man ghosts right before a commitment, he likely realized he was just another ticket number in a very long queue. Abusing him for refusing to be one of many options confirms he made the right call to protect his time.
There's this guy that I always see out, and we're always like flirting, cute together, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And like, I can't control who approaches me and who doesn't. There were so many guys that came up and were like, oh, hey, are you like here with someone? And I would just be like, yeah, like, he's over there somewhere, and just lie, whatever. Yeah, he's over there. Yeah, he's over there. Yeah, blah, 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 right? Just right and left. So I go up to the boy that I actually want to be around, okay? And he's like, what, are you going to talk to every guy in the bar? What the I was like, I'm literally just shoo them all away so I could come talk to you, and you don't want to talk to me because they want to talk to me. Oh my god, my brain. All right, so you got the gist, but I'm gonna give you one more for laughsies.
Expecting a man to sit patiently while she engages with a swarm of other suitors is the height of narcissism. A self-respecting man will not tolerate a date that feels like a group interview or a security guard shift. He checked out because he wants a focused interaction, not a woman who needs an audience to feel validated.
But I met a guy out at the bar, we were hitting it off, blah, blah, blah. And you know, like how bars are busy and whatever, like if I just like turn to one side and he turns to the other side to talk to someone, and then you drift off, and every time I like drift away a little bit, like I would just get like swarmed by guys asking me questions and this, that, whatever, and they would be like, oh, do you have are you here? And I'm like, yeah. Oh, that guy's my boyfriend. Like lying. I'm like, yeah, that's my boyfriend, I'm here with someone, sorry, blah, blah, blah. And as I get away from them, I run back to the guy that I'm like there with, and I'm like, why would you just abandon me like that? I just got swarmed, like, stay by me. And he's like, oh, just figured you'd be used to that. So like, I can't, like, I don't understand, like, no one, all these guys don't want to talk to me because they think that I'm like with all these guys and talking to everyone, and I'm like single as fuck. Like,
like can't even get into a talking stage because guys don't even want to get to know me because they assume that I'm talking to all these guys and don't believe enough in themselves to like talk to me and see if like maybe they have what it takes that I want to be with you. You don't even want to try? Like, I don't understand that. Yeah, like if you're gonna be with same thing, if I were to date a really hot guy, I'm sure so many girls would try to get at him and whatever, but that's up to me to be secure in myself. Like, sure, there are beautiful women all over the place, but there's only one me. There's only one connection that I can share with that person. And if someone can share that connection and fulfill someone else better than I can, then that's who they're meant to be with. But like, fuck off with this soft shit. What are we doing?
Complaining about being swarmed by men while on a date reveals that she signals availability even when she claims to be occupied. Men refuse to compete because they recognize a woman who requires constant external validation to function. Remaining single is the natural consequence of making every potential partner fight a chaotic mob just to hold her attention. She calls them soft, but she fails to realize that a high-value man won't beg for attention that should be freely given. Expecting a partner to act as a bouncer just to fend off other suitors turns a date into a job, and no self-respecting man signs up for unpaid labor.